Warning. This video discusses and shows censored depictions of suicidism to an extreme degree. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you use social media regularly, you have probably seen this cat. Or maybe these cats. These cats are broadcasted live, usually 24/7 in either rooms or compartments that are outdoors. For stray cats, there are auto feeders, either set up to expel some food for each donation, or just at random times. This cat is named Mr. Fresh, and he got that name from only eating kibble that was freshly dispensed. He became a meme for just looking fairly funny on the streams and only eating fresh food. These streams happen in China, on an app called Hello Street Cat. The goal of this app is to trap, neuter, and return the pets, in order to set them up to be adopted into loving families. It sounds all positive, with funny looking cats getting free food and shelter, possibly even being adopted eventually. And it was all positive until some depraved people put a bounty on Mr. Fresh.
Kill the internet famous Mr. Fresh. Upon completion, wait until the cry of at least 3 cat influencers as a confirmed death.
Groups all across the world have been torturing and killing animals for years. This post is good evidence of what they do, without showing any actual gore. There are diagrams to choose from of how the torturer intends on torturing the cat. Of course, groups like that will still thrive as the internet gets more and more popular. Groups of Chinese people on Telegram and QQ would try to locate the lodges where most of these cat feeders are, and then place bounties on the cats. If people were disgusting enough and daring enough, they would leave the comfort of their own home, watching the stream on their phone, go to one of the feeders where a cat was, and then steal it. There have been many cat bounties, especially on the more popular cats. The only one that got any attention, though, was Mr. Fresh. On February 9th, 2024, a Telegram group would offer some money to whoever would kill him first and provide proof. People initially assumed that the bounty could have been a poor joke, but after people started ruining the feeders with water and stealing more and more cats, something was definitely up. So the people running the feeders took Mr. Fresh to a vet to make sure everything was okay and put him up for adoption, even though he is quite skittish. So the Telegram group didn't get to him in time. Good. But what about the instances when they did get there in time? Have you ever heard of the Nanjing Massacre? It happened during the Second Sino-Japanese War between China and Japan. The Imperial Japanese Army basically shot and executed as many male citizens as possible before then finding the women, raping them, and killing them too. Some were kept alive as they were deemed useful, then were continuously raped even more. Because the city was quite large, the soldiers started in the middle of the city and went out to the outskirts with the intent of finding more victims. Farmers within the city were bombed, killed, enslaved, or deported to Japan and then raped. Some soldiers would even torture people for fun. The Chinese citizens that were left alive would often kill themselves because it was all so horrific and nightmarish. One very depraved thing that happened during this massacre was a killing contest. 2 Japanese soldiers would enter a contest to see who would kill 100 people using a sword first. That specific contest would be used as inspiration for what this Telegram group would do. They made their own contest called 100 Cats Killing Competition, which was probably translated poorly. From September 22nd to October 6th of 2023, the competition took place. Everyone in the group would try to kill as many cats as they could, and whoever would kill the most by the end would be rewarded the equivalent of $500 US. If anyone actually killed 100 cats in that span of time, they would be awarded a $1,000 bonus paid through Bitcoin or US dollar tether. The rules were to record everything, prove it was actually you who did it, film the whole process from birth to death, and show the vitality of the cat before any abuse or torture. Not to mention, you have to show the death at the end of the video, which is a repeat rule. So when a community full of cat abusers and killers is given some incentive to do so, in a place where there are no laws against animal cruelty, there were sadly lots of cats harmed. Some were electrocuted, sliced all over, disemboweled, mangled, crushed, and much, much more. Fortunately, they didn't kill up to 100 cats like they initially wanted, but still, many cats were tortured and killed in the contest. Acts like those, cat bounties and contests to see how many cats can be killed in 2 weeks, really show how far gone the people in these groups are. They can't redeem themselves and shouldn't be anywhere near animals or even humans too. Studies have shown time and time again that serial killers usually start off by harming small animals like cats or squirrels. Those incidents are already appalling, but somehow these people can get even worse. Let me tell you about a cat named Bucky. Bucky was once someone's pet cat, not a stray. The owners, for some unstated reason, had to put Bucky up for adoption. Bucky was adopted into a new family, so as a parting gift, the previous owners gave a cat bed for Bucky to sleep on. However, this new family wasn't exactly so loving, nor was it really a family. It was another cat active in those Telegram groups. The new owner, Torber, was joking about the previous owners not knowing who he was and what he was going to do. Because of that, the information that the new owner was going to torture Bucky was leaked to the public. In retaliation, these torturers began asking for nude photographs of minors and pregnant women if they wanted him to not torture Bucky. Whether or not they actually received any of the photos they asked for, they still dismembered Bucky on the 21st of May, 2023. Bucky's story is one of at least thousands. His story is genuinely awful and depressing. However, as people find a way to get more and more depraved.
Have you ever heard of the cat blender video? If you're watching this video, you probably have. But if not, the title tells you everything you need to know. A man puts a live cat into a blender and turns it on. Eventually, people figured out who the man behind the video was. Well, actually, there were multiple names that people were sharing around, but the one that is most likely would be Wang Xiaoyi, who we'll talk about later. People were instead spreading around the name Zhu Shui, saying that he was the person who really blended the cat. Let's talk about him a little bit. Zhu Shui is his real name, but online he went by Jack Lashao and other similar names. He was a culinary influencer on Weibo with about 500k followers. He seems like he could just be any other normal content creator person, but that's definitely not the case. On March 14th, 2023, Zhu captured a stray cat in Funan County. He put the cat in his car's trunk and punctured it with a very hot metal carving fork while it was locked in a cage. Zhu then waited about a day and a half without feeding the cat, before taking it to a forest where he continued to torture the cat. He drowned it, beat it, hung it with electrical wires, poked it, stabbed it, and dragged it. After all the torture, he put the still live cat into a bag and set it on fire, killing it. The footage of it was then sent around on Telegram, and in some QQ groups, which is a Chinese equivalent of WhatsApp. The footage was then leaked out of those groups to the public. The poor cat didn't ever give up even until the last moments. It gets really weird though. The tools he used to torture the cat he also used in his cooking videos. The carving fork and pliers. Although he may not have blended that cat, he definitely is still evil. However, there were repercussions. Detained for 14 days. Yeah, only 14 days. Very disappointing. He allegedly has been torturing cats for quite a while, but don't worry, he took accountability. He posted an apology and said in it that he would stop abusing cats, which isn't true. He actually went into hiding, where he still actively tortures cats. He either made a group or had people make a group called the Jack Lashao cult that very quickly changed names. The Jack Lashao cult rebranded his loving cat community to not raise any suspicion. However, the site immediately raises huge red flags anyway. If you click join the group, it redirects to a Telegram chat called Monica in Flight. That title will make sense later. But to join the group, it takes you to Telegram. Telegram really has built a reputation for really everything awful. However, depending on how you look at it, this could maybe be normal. Then right next to that is a Tor site button, What surface net website would need to link to a different version of itself on the darknet? Then under that is a timer saying time since the cowcat hot search has passed, which just keeps counting up in seconds. Cowcat is the nickname for the cat that Zushiwi tortured in that forest. Then there are a few more sections that don't matter, and another link for consulting that also leads to Telegram. If you click to the support page, you can find a few frequently asked questions, most of which don't matter a whole lot, but one of them tells you how to access the core group. You must record a video of a cat alive at the start and dead at the end. You must show a piece of paper with some identification, and with the date of the recording. Show the cat and the paper in the same frame, and show the vitality of the cat. Then you can begin your love, which is the word they use instead of torture. The video can only end after you show the decapitated cat. After recording that, then you can send it to the customer service to be able to start posting. Copying the onion link onto Tor leads you to this page introducing you to the Tor version and the recommended videos, which oftentimes contain graphic images for thumbnails. Then under all that is a list of links. Each link is of a post that contains some of the most horrific content imaginable. These posts contain anything from kittens being raped to the disemboweling and mangling of cats. The stuff posted here is exactly the type of stuff those YouTuber horror story channels tried to make the darknet out to be. There was literally a video of mangled, but still live, cat being used to spin a wheel that will decide the next way the cat is tortured. You can't exactly access any of the content unless you make an account, which I won't bring myself to do, especially already knowing what lays behind each link. There are roughly 330 posts made, and there are multiple made per day. Zoo himself can also be found commenting under some of the videos, showing he's still active, even though he said he wasn't. Now that you know what these people do, I think it's time to get to know some of them. Wan Chowie is most likely the person behind the cat blender video, and possibly one of the worst cat abusers known. He has been actively torturing cats for at least a decade, and goes by cat addiction therapist. He was born in 1991, on the 23rd of December, starting his cat torturing era in his 20s. The details of how he tortures cats is nothing short of abhorrent. He literally tied up a pregnant cat, and cut its chest open. He gouged out the eyes of some cats too. He also stacked up corpses of cats into a pile as some sick joke. He would make mixtures of chemicals which could not only be horrible for any cats, but also be a danger to the public. He also stole people's cats, which he could actually get in legal trouble for as it would be considered theft. Wan Chowie is also the person who is hosting and funding the previously discussed cat-loving community website. Not only does he host that, but he is also the leader of a Telegram torture group, which was probably expected. So considering we know his name, being Wan Chowie, that probably means something happened to him either legally, or perhaps vigilantes went after him. Well, first he was doxxed, leading to him getting fired from his job at a bank. Then he was detained for 15 days. Not for any of the cases of or killings of cats, but for theft, because he stole multiple pet cats. As he was being released, there were quite a few protesters, because 15 days obviously isn't enough. Wan Chowie now hides behind his mother and it's currently unknown if he is actively harming cats. Zhu Ruixian was born on the 5th of August, 2001. Zhu goes by Flesh and Blood Artist Kiri on Telegram. Very edgy. He is one of the most notable members of the Jack Lushao cult group. What makes Zhu stand out is why we're talking about him, though. Not only does he kill cats, but he also kills bunnies and hamsters. He also is an admin of human gore Telegram channels, which with the pre-existing context that he tortures and kills cats, makes it seem as though he might also have psychopathic thoughts about humans too. Zhu refers to what he does to these cats and other animals as art, hence his name. He often convinces people to indulge in some more similar acts, mostly minors. Quite a few minors have now been recruited into these groups, some as young as 13, killing cats for pay on Telegram. Zhu Ruixian is a graduate from Southeast University majoring in civil engineering. At that school, in freshman year, he was caught torturing someone's cat. On Zhu's Telegram account, he posts the content of him torturing and killing cats, hamsters, and bunnies. He sometimes streams it, and on rare occasion, even sells the content. So after Zhu graduated, he applied to the physics department of Nanjing University as a postgraduate degree. The results of the preliminary examination show that he indeed passed, and after the re-examination, he would be accepted into the school. This information went public, so vigilantes felt they needed to act quickly. They began spamming the school with emails about how Zhu is a cat torturer, and how it could negatively affect the image of the school by allowing him to be a student at the university. As they were spamming the school, they also called law enforcement in the area, which led police to go to Zhu's house and question him. Nothing came of the questioning, letting Zhu off the hook. Allegedly, Zhu bribed the police, which is likely, based on this screenshot, and the fact that his father is in the CCP. After all the email spamming, the school did deny Zhu from entering the school. A certain Telegram channel decided to seek revenge, after learning about that.
At the Shanghai National Airport, a cat named Monica was lost in transportation. I won't waste time as you already have made the assumption. No, Monica did not naturally go missing. Monica was stolen by someone going as Peng Xiang on Telegram. Peng went to Telegram to post an extortion message asking for $500 tethers or else they can watch Monica become a rotten piece of meat. Monica's owner got in contact with them as they were reasonably horrified. They stated that the police have already discussed the situation with them and didn't consider it theft, saying that Monica was likely just missing. The police said that it's only a cat and it shouldn't count as extortion, which is genuinely stupid. The police still took their statement even though they didn't consider it enough to build a case off of. While all of this happened, Peng Monica for days, starting by tasing her and stabbing her with lots of needles.
We are currently collecting anti-animal cruelty activists' posts or articles. Every time we see a new one, we will give Monica another needle. She has 38 so far. We hope all the activists continue on their journey of bravery and justice. We have plenty of needles. If Monica cannot handle all of them, we have other cats. Please send me links to any articles or posts that contain anti-animal cruelty information or anything that jeopardizes our identities. We are counting. We will start from the leg.
I later even tried letting the owner in on the torture too by letting them choose the next form of torture on Monica. It then progresses with the owner talking to customer support from the Love Cat community Telegram channel, which was later named as Monica in Flight because of what they end up doing.
This is Monica's owner. I have seen your ransom note. Please don't hurt her anymore. What does 500 USDT mean? I don't understand. How can I transfer the money? Are you going to give me your account number, or do you want to do it a different way? I have looked for her very hard. I have looked everywhere and used up all my resources. Please don't hurt her. Let's talk it through, please. How is Monica now?
How do you prove you are the owner? How do we know you are not a cat torturer yourself?
I am really her owner. I paid 8,500 renminbi for her. What else do you need for me to prove it? This is her when she was little. Please don't hurt her anymore. I watched her grow up. She's like a child to me.
I don't have the cat. You'd have to ask Peng Xian about Monica's condition.
At first, I thought she had wandered off and got lost. It took me a long time to accept that. Now I know she's being tortured. It is destroying me. So how can I get in touch with Peng Xiang? This is Monica's owner. I got your contact info from customer service. Please don't hurt her anymore. I have raised her since she was little. She really is like a child to me.
Let me clean the cat litter. I will get back to you.
When she first went missing, it took me a long time to accept that. Now that I have found out she's been abducted and tortured, it's killing me. But I have seen the pictures. Did you shock her with a taser? Also, you said she would be executed if I did not make contact before April. It took me a while to figure out how to get on Telegram. What does 500 USDT mean for ransom? How do I pay you? Are you going to give me your account number, or is there another way?
USDT.
What's that? Search for it in the App Store. I can't seem to find it.
Here is the official website. I see. Are you using iOS?
Yes. By the way, how much is 500 USDT to RMB?
1 USDT equals $1. If you can't figure out how to transfer the money, ask your friends for help. No need to rush. We can take care of Monica for another 2 months if we have to. We are not in any hurry either.
Would you accept a different form of payment? Can I just do a wire transfer? Or you could give me an address, and I will leave the money there. After that, you could drop Monica off at a location of your choice. I am even willing to pay more. I can't figure out how to do the cryptocurrency. How about I pay you 10,000 renminbi? I can't find anyone that could help me set up that app. I am just trying to get my baby back. Please.
No need to rush.
I really want her back ASAP.
That's where the screenshots stop. Peng just kept asking for money while the owner just kept begging for her cat that she raised and loved back. Police informed the owner that they wouldn't be able to track down Peng as they used VPNs and encrypted forms of messaging like Telegram. At this point, Monica is still alive, but also being actively abused by Peng. People in the Telegram channels joked about Monica and would ask to see if she was even alive. This is when a horrific and dystopian detail is uncovered. Monica was being passed around from one torturer to another for weeks. Peng didn't even have Monica. Then, Zhu Ruoxiang is brought up yet again. Peng Xiang and his torturer associates are seeking revenge for the activists getting Zhu denied from the university. So, they decide to torture Monica to death in retaliation. Continue to torture her for a few more weeks, stab her many times and cut off one of her legs. The torture got so bad that they thought she might die early, which they didn't want. So, they went to a veterinarian to basically save her, just so they could torture her even more. Not only that, but they injected her with adrenaline just to keep her alive, to feel the pain for longer. People in the Telegram channel fantasize about their turn when they get to abuse Monica, which is insanely depraved. Then some members brag about the attention they're gaining due to this specific case of abuse. Someone asks if the videos of the abuse will be posted onto the Love Cat community website, and a response is yes. Eventually, after all that Monica had endured, she was killed in early April at the hands of Peng Xiang.
The People's Republic of China Anti-Cruelty to Animals Act was a draft that was introduced in September of 2009. The draft planned on making quite a few things illegal, one of them being the torturing of animals. Sadly, the draft was just that, a draft. It never progressed, and that was probably the closest we got to having laws like that implemented in China. The reason people like Zhu Shui and Wang Choui got detained is because they broke different, non-animal related laws. Zhu tortured and killed a cat in public, and it was one he stole from a previous owner, making the crimes theft and causing a scene in public. Wang stole a cat from a previous owner too, also making it theft. Although currently there aren't any laws against the torture of animals, there are still people protesting all across the globe with the intent of saving these cats in China. The account Feline Guardians on Instagram has been discussing what these groups have been doing, and posts clips of people protesting in any country it happens. They link to lots of petitions that can be signed to try to make a difference, and set up events to make noise about the torture these cats endure. I strongly encourage you to sign any of those petitions at the very least. These cat torturers are too confident that they won't ever get charged. We shouldn't have to wait for other citizens to take it into their own hands to jump these people for torture. cats, when instead they should just be imprisoned already. Don't get me wrong, it's not a negative if they get beat up, but it would be preferable if they were in prison too. You may think petitions don't work, but I still think it wouldn't harm anyone if you signed them anyway, so a few are linked in the description if you want to help make a change. Bye bye now.